Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started with our celebrity tarot card predictions with Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck. So recently they have been in the news. Before I begin, though, I want you to go ahead and hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. They have been in the news. There was some backlash over what Ben Affleck was saying about a divorce and marriage situation in which he was in the marriage drinking because he felt trapped, yada, yada, yada. Basically, the world came crashing down on him because he was playing blame game onto the wife. It was her fault that he was an alcoholic or something like that. But like I said, I think he was just expressing himself, but I think he did take it a little bit too far. So anyway, the information, the facts, references will all be in the description box at the end of this video. You can always go check that out. And there will be a video that pops up right at the end of this reading. Go check that out also. And I will go over all of Hanged Man Tarot. I will go over it at the end of the video. We're just going to get in on this tarot card reading for Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck. You're never going to guess what his zodiac signs are. It's wild. I was like, okay, well, that explains so much. I can just feel it. I don't even have to really look into it. Okay, Jennifer Garner, Monday, April 17th. She was born in 1972 at 10 a.m. in Texas, Houston. She's an Aries sun sign and a moon sign Gemini. She's sensitive being. Let's see. Tuesday, August 15th, 1972 is Ben Affleck's birthday. Those resemble each other. Berkeley, California. He's a Leo sun sign and a Scorpio moon sign. I know. What is his Venus? He is a rat. Oh. Okay, anyway, so let's get into this reading. It's a hot mess. That's a hot mess of one. Hello, Manpree. Welcome to Tarot. All right, we're going to find out a little bit about the two of them first. And then we're going to get into some challenges that were in the past, some challenges that are present or upcoming, just kind of how they feel about themselves or each other and how the world kind of looks at the situation in general and a likely outcome. I know it happened, I think it happened last week or so, didn't it? I don't quite remember, but I'm getting to it now. All right, we have our Temperance, Justice in reverse. Okay. Okay, so the two of them already have some legal issues behind them. And a choice was made when that was going on. The past has currently come back to bite them in the ass. The past has reared its ugly head and has come up, and some things were said out of context or in context or misunderstood or understood or confused or not. The assuming of blame was here, but the assuming of blame was put onto somebody else because they aren't assuming the blame. They're not taking the blame on at all. They're not opening up that chapter. They're not allowing that to begin. That's nothing. That's all behind them. Okay. Again, when you go into the courts and you do the legal stuff for your divorce, that stuff's all very much behind them. But again, there's this really gross untrusting energy because of the rumor that was brought up and of what he said and the choice that he made in which he said it. Okay. She's got a lot of self-restraint. She's in good health. She's vital. When it comes to who she is as a being. She's just like, it's like a renewed, balanced energy with her. She's very tip-top shape. But she shows a lot of moderation and self-restraint, especially when it comes to their coupling or having to deal with the situation, because growth and change is vital to her. That is important to her. Movement forward, that is all about what she wants to do here. Challenges that were in the past. Okay, we're going to find this out. Past. There was a lack of security on her end. Okay. And she did enjoy the riches of the relationship, but it was just almost like into this place where it was accomplished. It was almost, full and whole, and it never got there. Okay. And there was a lot of dishonesty. And as far as her freedom, the freedom, it didn't feel like freedom. There was no freedom or independence in the relationship. And that it's almost like, it's like she was praying for it though, wasn't she? Yeah, she just definitely did. There was just that dishonesty. So the challenges for her on her end was the dishonesty and just the overall security and stability within the relationship. I mean, it wasn't going anywhere. That way, it wasn't happening. Any contentment, winning, it was not happening. That was not happening there. Okay. So basically, he had a lot of bad news all the time. Okay. And he brought bad news to the present. He there's a determination here, but there's just like so many different conflicts mentally for him. Instead of him blaming Jennifer Garner, should have been a point to which he blamed his mental conflicts, his mental instability, or his mental behaviors, because he might be overwhelmed, or he might have anxiety, or he might have, a mental something or other going on. But he definitely had some different views on the situation, and there was a lot of angry messages that came in because of that. Okay, it's not that like there wasn't. It's just like, what are you so why would he even, it's just like he's so focused on other things more so than his own heart and his own spirit, that he put on a really ugly display. It was just like, ugh. It was harsh. It felt abusive for her, probably. It definitely had no empathy, and it very much confused the fuck out of most people, because it was like, aren't you with the other Jennifer? Like, why are we doing this? Like, why are you here? What's happening? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, get the fuck out of here. Why? Like, what a dick. Like, I can't. All right, we're going to find out how they feel about themselves or each other in general, and how the world kind of sees things, okay? Okay. Okay. So basically, they got into this relationship way too fast, okay? This chariot upright is very much indicating that. And it was, for a point, to marry this relationship, get into this relationship, have kids, win, be victorious in life, be kings of life, but the relationship came too quickly. And it was like the whole time each one was emotionally controlled. So like there was no like happiness and love. And it was just like, they just did it. That's all they were doing. Okay. And there was a lot of, there was like, when they were getting into this marriage, it was probably because they were lacking. And so they were like, let's just try this part, because they were lacking in any other trying that they were doing. So basically, instead of everything being secure ahead and being motivated in any kind of difficult or harsh times, they definitely didn't want to give up. But the final push, it was like this was the only push, basically. They did not win that, though. That was not a winning type of situation. There should have been passion in that, adventure, excitement, and there was not. Okay. Yeah, it's just like that, going into this relationship that quickly. It's just like, how can you feel like, or how can you feel complete when you get into a relationship that quick? Or you get into it because you're determined to just get into it, because you're lacking in energy to be in it. All right, let's find how the world sees the two of these people. We see them very aggressive, probably him. We see a little sluggish behavior. We see vulnerability, and that has a lot to do. I think that they're both being very vulnerable, and as fucked up, like as Ben Affleck sounds to people, like to me, he just sounds like somebody who was trying to express himself in the best way that he knew how. And that's his experience. And this is why a lot of men don't speak out, because if a woman were to have expressed herself that way, you sure as shit, nobody would have said anything. But I feel like that's why the men don't say anything in these types of things, because once they have an experience and they express their experience, because it's their experience. They were in the marriage. Y'all weren't. Maybe he felt like she was to blame. Maybe that's just how it was. I don't really know the deets, But I do know that that's why men shy away from talking. Because I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes men, when they're emotional and they're overly emotional, um, they kind of get into this weird place where they're not, they might say things in the wrong way. Who knows? We all have those moments, but I definitely don't think that he meant to be, cause hate and discontent. I think that he was trying to express his experience. And this is one of the reasons that men don't speak up. I'm just going to say it because I don't know if anybody has. I think it's gross that he was, hung up on a cross because he was expressing how he felt about his own fucking marriage. I mean, like, what's wrong with that? All right. So the world sees them as powerless. There's a lot of self-doubt in the both of them, and there's a lot of insecurity in the relationship, obviously. The only reason these two are being brought back up in a relationship is because there's low energy and there's a lot of powerlessness around the situation. And there was a lot of chitty chatter, and now all of a sudden it was blown up again. So now they're back in this relationship again. It's just like history coming back to bite you again and again, just confirming that. Likely outcome here. Okay. Yeah, they're just very much overcome by the situation for sure. With any memories or looking over things, there was like an overcoming, like a reckless energy about what he was doing. So, I mean, anything upcoming or likely outcome here is definitely, yeah, they want to succeed and get past this and, win the reward and win the race. But it's like the past self-doubt came back and now it's in your future. So that is a likely outcome, is just the Six of Wands coming in and just making it so that they have to continue to look in their past, because who knows how long this is going to linger, and who knows how long they're going to have to deal with it in therapy or with their kids or what the hell ever. But basically they're both overcome, and that's the likely outcome here, is overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed. Let's get one more card here. Yeah, they're past all that self-doubt. They don't even doubt their own selves, but they definitely doubt the situation. And they're like, I mean, we really don't care about it. Like, I don't know if she cares as much about it as y'all care about it. Like, quite honestly, I don't. Okay, so likely outcome is just, there's just a lot of, there's still continuing to be just conflict, damages, loss. A lot of damage was done by the situation in which he was talking about Jennifer Garner, and passing the blame to her, passing the baton without her asking. And again, I think people just kind of lit the fire before they were thinking about it. But if you think really deeply about this, and if you kind of look over it, he was literally in a marriage in which he felt trapped, right? And it does not matter what made him feel trapped. That was his experience. He experienced as a husband feeling trapped because he felt like, if I leave, I'm gonna, make things difficult for my kids. If I stay, I can make things even more difficult for them or us. So then the only route that he knew to take, unfortunately, was to drink. And when we drink and we're alcoholics and we're addicted to it, that is a disease. So when he's speaking on it like that, it's almost like that's a part of the process, or that's a part of the disease, or, that's an extension of his health crisis that y'all castrated him for. And I really feel fucked up about it. Like, I do. I feel like maybe y'all should have just gave him a chance and been like, this dude had an experience just like the rest of these dudes. And I think that sometimes men are not allowed to speak about their experience. And yeah, he came at it and he probably hurt people in the midst of it, but like, that's kind of on them too. Like, if they want to take it personal. And I don't think it was her, like in the front row, Jennifer Garner was waving a flag, I'm taking this personally. I think the crowd took it personally. And I think, all the pissed off ex-wives and all the pissed off ex-girlfriends, they took it personal, because I think they should all calm down, let him have his experience. And it doesn't matter what's in the experience. It's not up to you if it looks good or bad. I mean, it's marriage. And I think at the end of a marriage, or, the moving on from a marriage, you're always going to look back at it and think, I was trapped. I felt trapped. I mean, that's a thing. You never feel great. And if a woman would have said what he said, like, I've heard worse from women about their experiences in a marriage. And sometimes they ain't even true. but that's not for me to decide. Again, they're expressing their experience, and that's, you know, something we want them to do anyway. So why are we hanging him to a cross for expressing his truth? It's very frustrating. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go now that I'm done with my rant. Hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. Would you please share, like, and follow? Hit the bell button as soon as you get into that subscribing so you get all my notifications. Check out this video. It'll be right here, right at the end of this reading. Go check it out. Also, if you would, please share, like, and follow, and check out all my social media in the description below. And have a beautiful rest of your December. See ya.